Hello YouTube world, welcome back to the channel. This is post-game my career, so there's going to be some spoilers because I'm going to be spoiling the game for you, telling you all the juicy details as to what happened, sort of. So anyhow, if you want to hear what happens, what I think of post-game, what I thought of my career quickly, well, you're going to keep watching the video. And this time I'm not going to forget. You see what I just did there again? That will never get old with me. Okay, so now that the game is done, I can actually now give a little bit of feedback as to what they included, didn't include. Briefly, this isn't like a highly detailed video. Real quick, I've already touched on this before, but now it's confirmed. There is no face, heel. There is no level 10 authority, level 10 face from last year's game where you can just cycle through and unlock a bunch of stuff. Like I've mentioned before, you get your VC, which you only get barely a couple of hundred points a match. Real quickly, what'll happen too is, well, here, let's go to Bo Dallas while I'm talking, and you'll see that he's no longer voiced now that it's post-game. So some of the lines are no longer voiced. Finn Balor and Kurt Angle, during your career, you would actually get some lines that were voiced, some that weren't. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying those are the things that I picked up on. There is no interviews with Renee. There is no cutting a promo. There is no running in and interfering with other people's matches. There is no... yeah, there's just no rivalries. There's no buddies. So there are things that were taken out. Now, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying it's different. There are a lot more side matches, though, in this game, whereas in last year's there really wasn't that many. And I think my next few minutes are free. Yeah, just for now I'm just going to cancel and then I'll pick a match. So it's all about grinding now post-game. But like I said, I think I've already said this. Yeah, there's no promos either. It's very scripted. Not that last year's game wasn't. But in some ways there was a bit more free roaming, but there wasn't too much going on in last year's game. I do like this more. But I felt like if they could have merged both together, it would have been interesting. Like having a little bit more interviews, being able to cut promos. Some people liked the promos, some people didn't. I thought they were not too bad. Having to voice them really wouldn't have taken that much longer. I've already touched on John Cena's video not being voiced by none other than John Cena. It wasn't voiced by him. That's already in another video if you want to check that out. So, anyhow, we'll probably do a quick match while I'm just talking. But basically, this is what happens. This is post-game, post-my career. I had told him no earlier. Yeah, where you're just basically grinding. You're being thrown randomly some different matches that you can do so that you can earn VC. Level up, get some skill points to put in your talent tree and stuff like that.
Hold on to your seats because what we have coming up next
and like I said, I am having a lot of fun with it. You were able during my career to create your own belt, and then later you win the Intercontinental Championship, and then you're asked you can only have one belt, which one do you want to keep? So I decided to keep the Intercontinental Championship, just because whatever. And I was able to add a stipulation to my title when I first had it that it was like no DQs. That belt never came back. Yeah, because you can design your belt in 2K18. Once you reach, I don't remember which one. If it was the Authority or if you were a face, I don't remember which one it was. But you could change the title. As far as I know in this one, you cannot change in my career the title. So I thought that was mildly disappointing. And yeah, so at one point too, like I said in the game in this one, the story takes, you know, some unexpected turns. There was a few things I kind of couldn't really predict. Some things I was like, oh, okay, I'm not too surprised. All in all, it was really good. Like I said, the story I thought was pretty nice. It was definitely a lot different than last year's game. Just the feel is completely different. This is much more heavily story-driven. Whereas last year, I mean, it was just the basic, like, whatever, right? You had Baron Blade booking, telling you to pick your next match or whatever. Like I said, you could do run-ins, you had a little bit of flexibility. Hey, you should go see Renee do an interview. There wasn't much to it, though, because like I complained about many times, the stupid security guard kept disappearing and screwing up my matches. This one, it's, like I said, you're against Triple H. I mean, he just does not like you the entire time. You can't side with him if you want, because like I said in last year's, you could do extra objectives during your match if you wanted to fulfill the authorities' needs, what they wanted you to do in a match. There is none of that this time. There's no convoluted ladder match finisher, oh my god, off the top ladder, if you guys remember from last year, and a lot of people were having a hard time trying to figure out, oh, I don't have the move unlocked yet, how is that going to happen? And then I had figured out, which I'm sure millions of others did too, that you actually automatically were given the oh my god move for that specific match. So I have it on easy right now. I'm not really paying attention because I can't really talk and play at the same time. I really suck. I'm just showing you a little bit of extra gameplay again, just because it's fun. As I've mentioned before, the game is much quicker paced. I find it a little snappier. Yeah, so like I said, I don't really have too much more to ramble on about the changes, but like I said, there were some things that were no longer in the game that I was a bit disappointed in. Oh yeah, because last year there was Mick Foley in last year's game. You could be Mick Foley, or you know, you had Stephanie McMahon of the Authority, and then you sometimes had Vince McMahon that you could talk to. Like I said, there were some good aspects from last year's game. Great aspects from this year's game. You can only ask so much, right? There's only so much time that they have from year to year to pump out these games, and with the graphics, gameplay changes, whatever. Like I said, I think they did a great job. Of course, you're gonna have people that complain, and I could sit here and maybe try to find things to complain about, but I'm not complaining about the things that I don't really like. It's just whatever.
I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Like, I would have liked Greg Hamilton, ring announcer, to be in the game, but once again, he's not. It's always JoJo. And when I talk to Greg Hamilton, well, not directly, I don't know him, but he's responded to me a few times on Twitter, or liked my comment, hey, how come he's not in the game? And it seems like he wishes he'd be in the game, for obvious reasons. I think he's a great ring announcer. I think JoJo's fine too. I mean, I do have my preference that I like Greg Hamilton more, but he's just not in the game. Mike Rome, I wish he was in the game. He's not. A little bit more interviews, but again, it's so easy for me to say, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. Why didn't they add this? Why didn't they add that? It's very easy to do that. But they have 12 months, right? And this doesn't feel like it was just tacked on from last year's game. I don't feel like this was a copy and paste. I haven't touched the universe mode yet. That's going to be another video once I've sunk a few hours into it. But yeah, it's like I said, now that the game is done,
That's what he was looking for,
I'm going to grind. There's been... Oh, I guess this is super important to mention, which I think I already kind of have already. Game-breaking bugs in my career. There are zero. None. Nada. Niente sazida. Whatever. There's just none. I don't even know what that word was that I just said, so we'll ignore that. There are none. I can't tell you how many times, you know when you get the VC bonus for buying the game? Right? And then you use it all on one character and you get the unlocks? Well, those unlocks aren't account-wide. They're character-bound. And because the parking lot attendant disappeared, I can progress the game to the next week. How ridiculous is that? So I was like, you know what? This is bullshit. So see how what I got here? You get some points, whatever. Look at the VC I got. Barely 150. And that's basically going to be your average. I think 200 is the most you can roughly get if you make like a 5-star match. But anyhow. Yeah, so... And I just forgot what I just said a second ago. That's lovely. But yeah, I seriously don't remember what I just said a second ago. So now it's like, it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for me to move up to Hall of Famer. Oh, Paul Heyman guy challenges, all that kind of stuff, that's not in the game. See what happened here? We were at the back stage near the board where Baron Blade used to be. And now again, we're just being... It looks like we're always being cycled through about 3 wrestlers that you can talk with. Because in my career, I don't even think I saw Seth Rollins once. I definitely never saw Connor. Finn Balor was a huge part of it because he backstabbed me, the little prick. But, oh, see, I got some style points. Yeah, so it looks like every... I don't want to say every match... Or do you? I don't remember what I had before, but I thought I maxed them out. Yeah, it looks like you get some style points, which I guess we can, whatever, go in here really quick and put a few more points into some stuff that I would like to unlock. Yeah, let's do striking speed, because I like hitting people really quick. And then there's one where it's movement speed, that's perfect. Yeah, so like I said, you just keep grinding. The story's done. It's almost like a universe mode, but for one player, if you will. I don't know how good the variety of the wrestlers are going to be that you come across. Remember all the other years, universe mode? You had like 60 to 80 wrestlers on your roster, or in your universe thing going on, minus the ones that you would add or subtract that you didn't want to see. And what would happen? It was always the same 6 or 7 people. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So the diversity of it was really poor. Kind of like in some Grand Theft Autos, when it was always like the same 2 or 3 cars that you would see, and you'd have to drive to a different location to see different cars, and I was like, why can't that just be more, you know, spread out? But whatever. Oh, I have one more point. Let's just put it in movement speed. That's always good. Yeah, the tree is pretty interesting. I've already covered that in another video, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So anyways, as you saw at the beginning, we were somewhere else. Now we're here. You know, you toggle through the people. I don't know, let's talk to him for a second. Well, you should know better than if I'm all talk. Come on now. Yeah, I'm just saying no for now. You can always just go back and... I just want to see what they have to say. Yeah, see, that's kind of cool. It is a lot quicker, you know, get to the action much quicker. Last year's game, like I said, you had to keep running back to the parking lot just to go to next year. I've had some tough matches lately and I need a night off, so I was thinking I could face you tonight in a cage match. Well, how about you take the night off and you go see a barber? Or is that a glitch and that hair was supposed to be on his head? Yeah, so anyways, just me rambling on. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been winning a lot of matches, so I feel like I've earned a shot at your. If you're game, let's make it a singles match. What do you think? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so like I said, I think that's going to be enough for now. And if there's anything that I missed, maybe I'll put them in the comments or something like that. But that's basically it. The grind, the things that have changed from last year. And if you like the video, you know what to do. You can like it. If you dislike it, you give it a thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.